Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How did you get to work this morning? You got out of your car, walked into your building, then up those stairs to get to your office, right? For disabled people, it's just not that easy. Physically and mentally disabled people face major problems that able people never even think about. The UN needs to take measures to help all disabled people in the international community. For developed countries, the UN should focus on increasing the quality of public facilities for people with physical disabilities. Especially for people in wheelchairs, it is tough getting into accommodations. And it is a big happiness merely getting a spacious room. In July 2015, there was a conference for the disabled in Yanpyeong, but the hotel had just one room for wheelchairs out of 292 rooms. By regulation, hotels have to make 0.2% or more of all of their rooms for the disabled. This hotel is not following the law. This is a problem in so many places. The number of required rooms for the handicapped is too small and it surely needs to be fixed. Thus, the UN should assure in law that the accommodations build enough rooms for the disabled and make the public adhere to this. In addition to these accommodations, the number of toilets for the disabled should also be increased. In Daegu, only 29% of rest areas had a toilet for the disabled, and even those were too narrow to be used by those in wheelchairs. There should be policies to build more of these facilities in hotels, schools, or public buildings. Now, let's go on to the second solution, financial support. Did you know that on September 7th in Seoul, the family members of the disabled gathered together to insist on the abolition of duty to support? The duty to support means that even if a disabled person is really poor, if their family or significant other has a certain income, then they cannot get financial help from the government. Doing this shifts the responsibility of the disabled people to their family. This past April in Seoul, a man with a mental disability was killed by his father because his father worried about his son's health worsening and the growing financial burden to support his son. These situations are so desperate that we should abolish this immoral law as soon as possible. After abolishing this law, there should be more aid money given to the disabled. In sum, I believe that developed countries will be more developed by being the places where able and disabled can gather together comfortably. Now, let's consider developing countries. There are some countries that are suffering from civil wars and they have a culture that encourages the marriage between related people, which leads to the increase in the birth of physically and mentally disabled people. However, people in these cultures think having a disability is the curse of Allah, so they feel ashamed about having disabilities. This stereotype causes people's indifference to the disabled and encourages the lack of welfare systems. According to Handicap International Statistics, the percentage of disabilities in Turkey, Lebanon, and Jordan appears to be 22% of the entire population. Most of these people get hurt during wars, and most of these injuries turn into permanent physical disabilities. For these president's countries, there should be more practical help, such as the support of auxiliary equipment, special education for the disabled, or building convenient facilities. I believe that if UN passes this regulation as I suggested, then the hundreds of thousands of people that are living with disabilities will be able to conquer all of their daily struggles and live a happier life. Thank you.